Hello everyone, Vigastia, Ni hao, ¿Cómo estás? Everything. My name is Gray Jabesi and this is another episode of the Gray F podcast, and this is episode number 11 with Kelly Auerbank or Kelly Jen Auerbanke. I don't know if I'm butchering her name, but that's the best I could do. Kelly is from Germany and she has been traveling around Africa, among other countries, among other continents, and she travels like a local even here. So this is a sweet and short episode. She just gives a little tips about how she goes about traveling and some of the weird experiences she have had, because she goes 100% like a local, couchsurfing and staying at friends and all that. Actually, after this episode, the day after we recorded this, she traveled on a bus to Zambia from Cape Town to Zambia, which most travelers don't do, especially Europeans. But I won't say much. You're gonna have to listen to it. One more thing that is remarkable about Kelly is that she can dance like an African woman. It's crazy. Yeah, she lived in Zambia for a while and in South Africa as well. She has the whole story about it in the podcast. We listen to it, so it's short and sweet. Just before you listen to that, just gotta say thanks to all the emails and the messages about that you're enjoying the podcast. I really enjoyed that and it keeps me going. So remember to subscribe on iTunes as well, so that you can get each and every episode. Anyways, you enjoy this episode with Kelly Jane Auerbanke in Cape Town. Stay awesome. You're like the coolest traveler. You don't plan a lot. You just go with the flow. Like, do you think planning is good or it's useless?
I wouldn't say it's useless, but and I wouldn't say I don't plan anything. It's just that sometimes you ask people like 2 or 3 days before and they say it's okay, and then you arrive at that day and you think everything is gonna work out, and then people say, oh no, it's not gonna work out, or they don't say anything, or they just postpone you for next.
Is that your couchsurfing experience?
Yeah, probably. There's some experience, because sometimes you get numbers and everything, like, no, I organize someone you can sleep there, and then you call that person and it doesn't work out. And yeah, it's like, I wouldn't say it's really couch surfing experience, but it's also like kind of maybe a South African experience, or maybe Southern African experience. I don't know, like, that things sometimes just don't work the way you planned them, because I think I wouldn't say it's always like this in Germany. I wouldn't say that everybody is really reliable, but a bit more than here, I think.
Okay. And you also, like, you're like the raw traveler. You're always jumping on trains. You're not like the ultimate tourist who is always on Uber or at the hotel, you know.
I said that usually I never used to travel a lot. What I did was mostly like living in a place. So I don't like to feel like I'm staying in a prison. And the places I've been to, a lot of people like to say that they're really dangerous and you have to take care all the time, which is maybe true, and you should listen to the people who worry a bit, but at the same time you can experience a lot if you just don't do anything, and especially if you don't do what other people around you do. And if I see that a lot of people are going with a train the whole day, why should I, as a tourist, not do it? I don't get that. I don't get the reason why. Because, yes, it might be dangerous, but at the same time it might be experience that you would never do again.
Okay.
And you see how people live their everyday lives.
And you going to Zambia on a bus, actually?
Yes.
All the way from Cape Town?
Yes, but it's like
How many kilometers?
long distance bus. I don't know. I haven't checked the kilometers.
It's over maybe 3,000 or 2,500. I can assure you.
I don't know. I just know I take a day to go to Windhoek, and then I take a day to go to Livingston. So I didn't count the kilometers.
So what was your trip all about? Like the whole. Did you just like decide to come to Cape Town, or what is the background?
No, my trip was about meeting friends that I haven't seen for a long time, or maybe 1.5 years, and in case of some years, sometimes 4 years. I studied in Stellenbosch in South Africa, close to Cape Town, and all the other places I've been to, Brazil and Zambia, I stayed for 1 year. And somehow I had the feeling it is finished, like the feeling like how is it, the English word for that? I've just, somehow finished it. It was concluded. It was a whole year, and but South Africa, there were a lot of things that still, because I just studied for half a year here, there were a lot of things that I could just not make sense of, and I had the feeling I had to go back to that place, and I think I will come back again because it's a very interesting country and a lot of friends. I've met a lot of friends. I learn a lot from just like discussing and talking to them, and and I don't want to miss it.
All right. So in total, how many countries have you traveled?
Just been to South America, like Brazil and Africa and Europe, of course, because I'm from Europe.
Okay. So what's the next plan after the trip?
After the trip, I'm going to finish my bachelor's, I hope. I'm going to write my thesis, and then I'm going to work, and if everything works out, I'm coming back next year in September with a friend of mine.
In Cape Town again?
I think I think Joburg, like visiting everyone I got to know in the trip, so, and friends that are still here in South Africa that haven't left, or
so how many years prior to Zambia, how many years have you lived there before? You lived in Zambia before, right?
Yeah.
For how long?
1 year.
Okay.
In 2011 and 2012, so 4 years ago.
Okay. And you can dance like really good than an average European. Is that because you lived in Zambia, or because that's not so German? I mean, you're German. Usually the Germans don't dance, do they? See?
Yeah.
My German experience with the Germans, they don't really dance.
They shake their heads.
Stamp their feet. The girls stamp their feet, and the German guys just shake their heads.
Yeah, actually it started in Brazil because all the girls around me knew how to dance. I don't want to say that every Brazilian knows how to dance, but it was just the girls around me that always watched some videos of bands that were playing live, and they have like background dancers. So, and it's quite common in Brazil that, or like where I was in the city, that people dance after choreographies that they learn at the gym. So at a party, everybody knows to dance to special songs, and they have almost every time a name for a dance. And so after that, I felt like, I have to train, because I just wanted to know how to dance similar, and how to dance samba, and then I went to Zambia, and I went out every weekend. That's how I probably learned to dance like most Southern African people dance. And I had a friend who was an amazing dancer, and we used to dance a lot together, so he probably showed me also quite a bit. And yes, so, and I trained a lot at home too, because I wanted to, because my Brazilian auntie, she's always said, if you want to know how to dance samba, you have to dance in front of the mirror.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Is your auntie, is it your real auntie, or
No,
it's because you
no,
lived with them?
It's my host family there.
Okay. Was it via couchsurfing as well?
No, I had a host family. Like, I lived in a family for a whole year.
Okay.
How did you get in touch with that family?
My organization organized that for me. I went there with a student organization, and they had like host families, and my brother there, or my host, like their son went to Belgium, and I went into his room.
Okay. So your Cape Town experience, you lived in you like Stellenbosch, you like Obs. What inspired you to like those places? Because like it's either you're still in Stellenbosch or you're in Obs, right? All the time. We picked you up from Obs, like right now.
Yes, Ops. It's because it's a student experience, and there are a lot of places you can just sit. Especially the place you picked me up right now. It's a second-hand book place, and you can actually just get something cheap to eat and have a nice coffee and read your book and have Wi-Fi the whole day and meet people from all over. And that's what I actually love, and I can just sit there, and I don't have to care to eat all the time, or to I don't know. Yeah, and I like to just look at the books, because that's quite important for me. If I go to a place, that I pick some books and I read something from, or I want to make that a thing for me, to read a lot of fiction from the countries that I'm in. And I don't get those books in Germany, or I can get them, but it's quite expensive, or it takes a long time, so I just go to places where I can get those books, and it gives you a kind of an expression of the country, impression of the country, and of maybe culture, of political things, or how society interacts with each other, and that's why I like to be there. And I think also in Ops you can meet a lot of people that you can talk to, and I don't know, get their experience. I met a lot of Zimbabweans there, and yeah, it's quite interesting to hear their story. And Stellenbosch, it's not Stellenbosch as such. It's not. I don't like Stellenbosch that much, but I just. I mean, it's a place I know because I lived there, so it's quite comfortable to be there, and also there are some people that are really close to me that I like, and that I feel like I'm gonna miss them a lot, especially one person that I stayed with before and her family. So it's quite nice to have her around and talk to her. That is actually what makes me go back all the time, but it's also like, just to say what I love about the place, it's the nature, like the mountains around, and maybe all the wine farms, and
nice.
Yeah, and I've been to an exhibition there, which I really enjoyed, a photography exhibition. So,
most of your friends here are Africans? Is that something you consciously try to do, or it just happens to you? Which it's not more likely, it's not common among Europeans, especially travelers. Is it something that you consciously work on, or you try to do deliberately, or it's a coincidence?
I mean, when I lived in Stellenbosch, I also had international students, but it's hard to, because they're going back, if they finish varsity, or if they finish their international year or semester, they go back. So it's not easy to meet them again. But for me, it's also important to interact with locals, especially locals. And so, yeah, maybe I do it not knowing, like actually knowingly, but not that I say I just want to interact with locals, but it just happens. It's I want to know the country, I want to know the society, I want to know what their everyday experience, their happiness, their problems, and I have the feeling meeting Europeans is always, or I don't know, meeting tourists or internationals is always very superficial.
Why do you think that?
Because it just happened to be every time. Because everybody is so much in their own thing. It's like they go somewhere and they want to experience a lot of things, so they're really busy with their things. And I think most of the times it comes out really superficial. And what I also had in Stellenbosch is that a lot of people just went there to actually party the whole time, and I didn't enjoy that. I didn't want to party the whole time. And I mean, it's good for them if they enjoy it, but so I just didn't want to make the same experience as they wanted to do so.
So from here, when you go to Zambia, that's going to be couchsurfing again. Are you going to go on couchsurfing, or how are you going to live there?
First I'm going to stay with a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine in Livingston, and then after that I'm going to Lusaka, and in Lusaka I think I'm going to do couchsurfing, because all the people I stayed with in Lusaka, I stayed with 5 guys in Chilenge. It was a really nice time, a really nice place. But all those people are now somewhere else in the Copper Belt or in the southern Zambia or wherever. So, or somewhere in Germany actually. So I'm doing couchsurfing, and I'm going to meet people in the place I've worked, which is not directly in Lusaka. And I don't know, maybe I'm gonna, like, it's in a rural area, maybe I'm gonna stay some days there too.
Have you ever hosted anyone?
I think I never hosted no, that's not true. I hosted someone, but the thing is, our house is always full, because there are always people, friends from friends, or friends that come from there or there. So it's not that I actually look at couchsurfing or follow couchsurfing. What I want to do now more, because I feel that I was in need of it the first time I was really in need of it. I hosted a friend from Zanzibar, but he hosted me before. So.
Oh, okay. So it's more of a friendly hosting than a couchsurfing experience.
Yeah, but I think I would do it more now. But the thing is that our house is really always full. There are always people from everywhere.
Okay.
So.
Do you think most people take advantage or abuse couchsurfing? It's like, do you think most people use it when they're looking for hosts, when they're traveling? Then when they're home, they don't feel like hosting anyone. Do you think that's true, or that's just... Because on most people's profiles, it seems like they have been hosted more than they have hosted people. I mean, yeah.
I think it is like that, but I'm not quite sure. I think there are people who are really into it, and there are people who, like me, who just don't check it. It's not that I don't want to host people, it's just that I don't check it. It's not...
You don't prepare to host anyone. Is that the right thing to say?
What do you mean?
Is that you don't prepare to host anyone? You don't check it?
I don't check it the whole time. I'm just so busy that I don't check it. But if you call that abusing, then it might be like this.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Mr. Steve is on the side. What do you want to say, boss? The man who pays all the bills.
How was it to host me?
Say, Mr. Steve.
She snores very loudly.
She snores more than you do? She snores more than you do?
I think I snore louder because I have flu.
Then that must be all the time.
But we should ask her, do I snore?
Yeah.
Yes.
When we were in Durban, I don't know if you remember Shana. She told me, like at night, she's like, "Oh, your friend is snoring. What are you gonna do about it?" Shana, do you remember that girl from Sweden?
Oh.
She came back and she's like, "Your friend is snoring. What are you gonna do about it?" I'm like, there's nothing.
Was it too loud though?
Yeah, it's extremely loud.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So you actually need to work on that.
How am I supposed to work on that?
It's breathing techniques.
Breathing
It's how you breathe. You breathe. You sleep,
I'll look into that.
Yeah. Do I snore at night?
No.
Right. Not anybody. Do I snore at night? I don't. Do one of the French connections snore at night? No.
Really?
No. So you're the only snorer.
I'm the snorer.
You're the lion. Okay, cool, Kelly. Maybe we can go to the goodbye party.
Okay, well.
We've got Steve who's gonna pay the bills, so we don't have to worry about it. Okay. And thank you for listening, folks. But just right before you leave, remember the secret: subscribe on iTunes, on Stitcher Radio, on YouTube, on SoundCloud. Just go search the Grey F Podcast, or if you're listening there already, just click the subscribe button, and it helps me a lot. And you can leave a review as well of what you think about it, or you can leave some comments. You might tell me what kind of questions or what kind of guests you would like me to get more, or which kind of subjects you would like me to cover more. I really appreciate that. And you can leave some comments even on my personal website, which is greyjabesi.com, or you can go to emojimotion.com. That's my website as well. Otherwise, stay awesome, and I'm out.